Do you remember me telling you that HBO was working on a movie about the confirmation hearings of Clarence Thomas? That movie is now scheduled to air on April, the 4th? Sometime in April, I think it's the 4th. The name of this movie is called Confirmation. Many of the players involved in this movie have seen scripts. They don't know if it's final scripts. They don't know if it was the actual script used. It was early script or whatever. But some of the people we're talking about here are Alan Simpson, Republican Senator, Wyoming. John Danforth, former Republican Senator, Missouri, sponsor of Clarence Thomas. He employed Clarence Thomas. He loved Clarence Thomas, had the highest respect for Clarence Thomas. And a White House lawyer at the time in the George H.W. Bush administration, Mark Paletta, who worked on Thomas's confirmation. They have seen the script, and they are scared to death. They are outraged. They are angry at what they have seen in this script. They say that this movie is making things up. They say this movie is taking events that never happened and making them big. They also say, in fairness, that Joe Biden is destroyed in this movie. Joe Biden was the chairman of the Judiciary Committee and led the charge in conducting the hearings. But we all know how this went. I mean, it was they tried to take Thomas out with a late allegation from Anita Hill that he had sexually harassed her, and she was so irritated and upset by it that she followed Justice Thomas job to job to job so that he could continue to harass her. Wherever he went, she followed, despite the fact it was the old pubic hair on a Coke can. Remember, it was just obscene. It was a high-tech lynching, and here comes in the midst of the Scalia vacancy. Confirmation. And HBO is they're admitting why they're doing this. I told you why they're doing it, because there's a whole generation of people who do not know what happened. The millennials were not alive in 1992. They do not know what happened, and it's time they were brought up to speed. Well, with HBO in charge of this, folks, you had better be prepared. Because by the time this thing airs, and the media gets hold of it and promotes it, clips, highlights, who knows however they're going to promote it, the idea of a conservative nominee to the court is going to become so repulsive to people. And I have no doubt that one of the basic primary efforts that will be made in conjunction with HBO airing this movie on the Clarence Thomas, Anita Hill hearings, I'll guarantee you one of the purposes here is to put pressure on the Mitch McConnells of the world to cave to Obama. Look at how we're portraying your party back in the days in 1992, Mitch. See what we're doing to your senators back then? You want us to do this to you now? You better cave, Mitch. That'll be the unwritten message. You see how we just got through destroying Simpson and Danforth? We can destroy you, Mitch. We here at HBO, we in the Hollywood community. So brace yourselves. This is what I mean by the quirks of fate. Can sometimes seem cursed and even conspiratorial.